Hi friends, Teacher Kim is going to read The Explosive Story of Fireworks by Kama Einhorn. Illustrated by Daniel Godera. It's a chapter book. Chapter 1, The First Fireworks. Chapter 2, Fireworks Explode in Europe. Chapter 3, 4th of July Fireworks. Chapter 4, Lighting Up the Night. But wait, there's more. Chapter 1, The First Fireworks. Boom, boom, bang! You probably ooh and ah as you gaze up at 4th of July fireworks bursting in the night sky over your city or town. Or maybe you have stayed up until midnight on New Year's Eve to watch the sparkly explosions wow the crowds in Times Square. Times Square is in New York. What do you think about fireworks? Most people love them, but your dogs may not be a big fan of their loud noises. Perhaps you agree. Or maybe you just think fireworks are totally pretty. But do you know where these dazzling displays come from? Or how people figure out how to create them? Get ready to become a history of fun stuff expert on fireworks. Let's travel back in time to 200 before Christ, to the Han Dynasty of ancient China. Most historians agree that the first fireworks were bamboo stalks. People would roast the hollow green reeds to make them blacken, sizzle, and explode. The air inside the bamboo made a natural firecracker. The loud sound scared people and animals, so it was used to keep evil spirits away. But bamboo alone can't make bright light. To make firecrackers actually flash, gunpowder was needed. That was invented hundreds of years later, between 600 and 900 Anno Domini. Earlier scientists in China, called alchemists, made gunpowder by combining certain ingredients with saltpeter, potassium nitrate. By filling bamboo shoots with gunpowder, they discovered that the shoots would create a big flash and boom when ignited. With pop and flash, the first fireworks has exploded into the world. Firecrackers and fireworks were set off at the beginning of the Chinese New Year to scare off evil spirits. Even today, firecrackers and fireworks are still a big part of many Chinese New Year celebrations. Before long, firecrackers were made using paper tubes rather than bamboo stalks, and then people began putting fireworks on arrows during battle. The enemy saw lightning-like explosions coming from the sky and were terrified. Chapter 2, Fireworks Explode in Europe. Of course, fireworks didn't stay only in China forever. Some historians credit the Italian traveler Marco Polo with bringing gunpowder from the East to Europe in the 13th century. Now, no matter how they traveled, fireworks soon became popular in Europe. By the 15th century, fireworks had become part of European celebrations, like those for weddings or victories in war. In England, fire masters would put on fireworks displays with the help of their assistants called green men. Green men had a pretty dangerous job because sparks would rain down on them. They wore caps of leaves to avoid being burned. Wonder how well that would work. They would also entertain spectators as the fire master got everything ready the fireworks show. English royalty had a fascination with fireworks. In fact, the earliest non-fireworks display in England occurred in 1486 for the wedding of Henry VII. And Henry VII's son, Henry VIII, also set off the spectacular fireworks display to celebrate his wedding to Anne Boleyn in 1533. There's a record of fire-breathing dragon that was made using fireworks. The daughter of Henry The eighth, and Anne Boleyn, was Queen Elizabeth I. She was the Queen of England from 1558 to 1603. She loved fireworks so much that she even created a special title for the person who made the best fireworks show. And later, in 1685, King James II was so happy with the fireworks display at his crowning ceremony that he made his firemaster a knight. All over Europe, rulers used fireworks to enchant, amaze, and delight their people, lighting up their castle on special occasions to show their wealth and power. In the 1830s, the night sky really began to glimmer and shimmer. Italians became famous for turning fireworks into a new art form. They invented shells, canisters that would be launched into the sky, and they added metals and chemicals to the gunpowder to make different colors. Before this, fireworks were orange and white flashes of light. For instance, barium makes fireworks green, sodium makes them yellow, lithium and strontium make them red, and copper makes them blue. To get purple color, the chemicals to make red and blue fireworks are mixed together. Chapter 3, 4th of July Fireworks. So how did fireworks make it across the Atlantic Ocean to the United States? The British colonists. The first settlers brought them along by boat. Legend says that the first fireworks in American skies were set off by Captain John Smith in Jamestown, Virginia in 1608, impressing or perhaps scaring nearby Native Americans. On July 3, 1776, the day before the Declaration of Independence was adopted, Founding Father and future President John Adams wrote a letter to his wife, Abigail, describing a bright idea. It was to use fireworks to celebrate America's independence from England. The next year was the very first July 4th celebration. The United States was still fighting the Revolutionary War against England, but those fireworks probably gave these new Americans more than a few sparks of hope. Fireworks remained popular in the United States as the year went by, but not everyone was happy about it. In 1906, the Society for the Suppression of Unnecessary Noise was formed, which eventually pushed for a restriction on fireworks. And that wasn't the first time fireworks were restricted. There was a law passed in Rhode Island in 1731 that banned mischievous use of fireworks. Government leaders and lawmakers wanted to keep the 4th of July tradition going, but they also wanted to make sure all firework displays were safe. States passed laws governing the use of fireworks and explosives. The federal government also has regulation about the kind of small fireworks people can buy and the safety labels they have to have. Fireworks are dangerous and must always be handled responsibly and by an adult. Chapter 4, Lighting Up the Night. Flashy displays, of course, are still a 4th of July tradition. Each year, pyrotechnicians try to outdo themselves and each other and wow the crowds with colorful showers of sparks. Plus, firework technology was well exploded. There are new colors like salmon and aqua, and now fireworks light can be made to look like it is squiggling and wiggling, cascading down in bright flecks, and shooting up like water from a hose. It can be made to look as if it is blasting up like a rocket, raining down tiny specks of confetti, twinkling or flashing on and off, changing color mid-burst, or radiating luminous pom-poms. Not bad for something that started out as stalks of green bamboo. Now they even have heart shape and smiley faces and tons of new things. And remember how the Italians became famous for turning fireworks into an art form? Glimmers of that are still visible in the sky today. That's because many of the leading American companies that put on big fireworks shows are owned and operated by families of Italian descent, such as the Gruccis, Rozzis, and Zambellis. And people keep finding ways to make fireworks shows even better. Disneyland now uses compressed air, not gunpowder, to launch fireworks. The pyrotechnicians there also started using electronic timers to explode the shells so they burst at a certain time. This way, fireworks shows can be set to music and choreographed just like a dance. Besides Disney, where there are fireworks every night, some huge shows can be seen on the 4th of July in New York City, in Washington, D.C., on the National Mall, in the Boston along Charles River. What do you think the firework of the future would look like? Congratulations, you have come to the end of this book. You are now an official history of fun stuff expert on fireworks. Go ahead and impress your friends and family with all your sparkling knowledge about where those shimmers in sky came from. And next time you look up this firework, think about the years of history that went into them as you ooh and ah. Hey kids, now that you are an expert on history firework, turn the page to learn even more about fireworks and some science, world cultures, and art along the way. All about bamboo. Bamboo is a special plant, and not just because the ancient Chinese used it to make first fireworks. Bamboo can grow really fast and really tall, and it is actually a member of the grass family. Did you know that? That's right. Bamboo isn't a tree at all. It is grass. Check out these other fun facts about this wonderful plant. Most bamboo reaches its full height and width in 3 to 4 months, after which it grows leafy branches outward and continue to form roots deep in the ground. The plant is fully developed after 3 years. Compare this to the oak tree, which can take 100 to 150 years to reach its tallest height. Experts disagree on how many species of bamboo exist, but most estimate that there are at least 1,000 species of bamboo in the world. Some bamboo species flower only 3 or 4 times in 100 years. Bamboo contains natural substances that makes it antibacterial. These substances can prevent up to 70% of bacteria from growing on it, making bamboo great material to use in cooking tools, such as spatula or your chopsticks, your utensils. Speaking of cooking, many people eat cooked bamboo shoots, but watch out, the shoots are poisonous if they are not boiled before being eaten. Talk about a growth spurt. The record for fastest growing of a bamboo plant is 47.6 inches in just 24 hours. Did you know that? Like a bamboo shoot, it might be underground for one day and the next day it's all the way up for 47.6 inches. Bamboo plants release 30% more oxygen into the atmosphere than deciduous trees, trees such as oak, maple, and elm, or other plants. Independence celebration around the world. America isn't the only country that celebrates its independence with food, fun, and fireworks. Check out these other nations' dazzling displays. India. India observes its Independence Day on August 15, when more than 300 years of British rule in India came to an end in 1947. To the people of India, kite flying symbolizes freedom. Many people make kites in the colors of the national flag and fly them throughout the day. Cambodia. November 9 marks the day Cambodia gained its independence from France in 1953. Colorful parades and parties occur throughout the capital city and the city's buildings and monuments are all lit up at night. Mexico. Mexico celebrates its Independence Day on September 16 with a reenactment of the Grito de Dolores, or Cry of Dolores. Dolores was the town from which Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla launched the Mexican War of Independence, which ended in 1982. Colombia. Colombians celebrate their independence from Spain on July 20th, when the country formed its first representative council in 1810. Parties centered around Colombian music, food, dance, and of course, the Colombian flag. France's Independence Day, better known as Bastille Day, is commemorated on July 14, when revolutionaries stormed the Bastille fortress, kicking off the French Revolution in 1789. The day is celebrated with fireworks, parties, and parades. Greece. Greece's Independence Day is honored on March 25th, the same date as the beginning of the War of Greek Independence in 1821. Every year across the country, school children march in their towns, parade wearing traditional Greek clothing, and hold a Greek flag. The color wheel. There's a lot that goes into the creation of fireworks, but getting the fireworks colors exactly right can be especially tricky. As you really already learned, specific chemicals have to be added in just the right amount to make the fireworks burn in different hues. How well do you know your colors? The color wheels is a helpful tool that can show us how colors are related. A basic color wheel can be made using primary and secondary colors. Red, yellow, and blue are the three primary colors. We call them primary because they cannot be made by mixing two other colors together. Green, orange, and violet are the three secondary colors. Each of these colors is a mixture of two primary colors. Check out the position of the colors on the wheel. Each secondary color is placed between the primary colors we use to make it. By mixing together red and yellow, we get orange. By mixing together yellow and blue, we get green. By mixing together blue and red, we get violet or purple. And you can read it all by yourself. History of Firework quiz to see how much you have learned. The first firework made from the stalk of which plant? Buttercup, bamboo, corn? Number 2. What ingredient did Chinese alchemists create that make fireworks give off flash of light? Gunpowder, ketchup, rubber? Which famous explorer may have brought gunpowder to Europe in 13th century? Herman Cortes, Marco Polo, Ferdinand Magellan? Firework experts were known as fire master, but what were their assistants called? Blue men, Martians, green men. What did the assistant of fire master wear on their heads for protection? Caps made of leaves, helmets, wool hats. Ingredients such as barium, lithium, and copper have what effect on the firework? Change the color, make them louder, make them fly higher. John Adams wanted to use firework to celebrate which holiday? Independence Day, Thanksgiving, President's Day? Today, people who design and set off firework shows are known by what title? Doctors, pyrotechnicians, attorneys. On Indians' Independence Day, how do most people celebrate? Making confetti, painted eggs, flying kites. And I'm a Malaysian, and our Independence Day is on August 31st. The end. Thank you for listening.